Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. Yep, that's it. I'm Gray Hair Dave. I've got a gray beard. I've got gray hair. Hey, I even wear glasses like the guy in the artwork. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Sorry about the last couple of days. I was going to be here on Friday, and a couple of things happened that were out of my control due to weather and little things like, internet access, power, things like that. But there's also a lot of noise going on here in the area. Every time I'd go to record, boom, there'd either be a thunderstorm or somebody be out there mowing a lawn. And I want to give you a good show, and I want to give you good quality sound. And yes, I can get rid of a lot of things in the editing portion of this, but let's be honest, it's kind of hard to get rid of thunder and then a lawnmower. But anyways, how are you today, folks? Sorry, it's Sunday, but here I am trying to stay on track. I know that we were going to talk today about where I'm at in the process with Boomer Podcasters and Gray Hair Productions. Well, I'm here to tell you, Gray Hair Productions is going just fine. I'm getting my paperwork in from the state stating that I have filed for my LLC, which is all uptight and legal. Uptight and legal. That might be right, uptight and legal. We'll leave it at that. I also got my letter from the federal government with the FEIN number, so now that I'm legal that way with them, so I can go out and get a bank account for this new business and get going. And I got to start advertising that I'm here. I want to start making courses, but I want to start out by doing some editing for other folks too. And I think that I can get to that just a whole lot quicker than I can get to the other portion. I mean, it's going to take me time to record all of the videos that I need to record. I'm going to start recording today and tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday if I can get, at least get them recorded. I can then go back and edit and so on and so forth and get them on a site. I also need to have somebody look at my site, at my website, Gray Hair Productions, who is a much better website builder than I. I built this website. If you go to it, grayhairproductions.com, and look at it, you go, oh, geez, Dave, that's not good. But I built it with WordPress because I didn't know. I thought I could do it better than I did, and boy, I proved myself wrong. Oh, goodness gracious. But it's there. At least it's out there. It's something. And I'm going to get a hold of somebody this week and have them help me with this, and hopefully to where it's not going to cost me a fortune, because I don't have a fortune. I'm independently poor, folks. I don't have that kind of money. I'm independently poor. So anyways, folks, that's the plan for going on this week. Excuse the dogs. I think we're babysitting a rowdy one because he's been barking all day, off and on too. That's part of it too, why I wasn't here. Also, so with Boomer Podcasters, I want you to get the premise first. The premise is basically this. If you're a Boomer or a Gen X or a Gen Y or anybody who wants to start a podcast, there are thousands of gurus out there who say they know what they're doing. I can show you how to do this and that, and oh my gosh, I can just show you everything under the sun. And they can. Honest to God, I am not here to denigrate or criticize anybody else's course. And that's their business. My business is and will be a little less expensive. How about that? Why don't we just go with that? It's going to be a little less expensive because I don't think it needs to be $1,000 for me to teach you. Yeah, I've got money invested in this. Don't get me wrong. I have programs that I'm going to be using. Ecamm Live, which is a program for Mac. Because I'm a Mac user. I do have a Dell sitting right behind me, a Dell laptop, but it's gotten noisy over the last couple of years. The fan has gotten quite loud. Even though I went and had a solid state hard drive put in, shortly afterwards, it still creates a lot of heat. And noise is something that is not good when it comes to podcasting, It's just not. Background noise, we want to get rid of it. So there's that. I've got, then there's, I've got money set up on microphones and video switchers, like with Stream Deck, and I've got, my editing programs. I've got Logic. I've got Final Cut Pro. No, I'm not going to use Final Cut Pro, I don't think. I may, though, but I've also got DaVinci Resolve, and there's all these programs that I'm using that cost a little bit of money. So, I want to try and help recoup that money. And make a little on as it is too, so that I can replace Disney here eventually. And I'm not here to take anybody to the bank, But it's going to be one of those things where the first episode is going to be just an introduction to who I am and what I can do for you, what I've been doing over the past 5 years. Because I've been podcasting for 5 years. So, why not? It's 4.5 years, going on 5. Why not show my expertise in what I do know, so I can teach you how to start a podcast. And I'm going to go through a list of everything you need to start right off the bat. And I can tell it to you right now. All you need right now to start, and there are going to be people who don't like this, but all you need is a good headset and your phone. Honest to God. You can do it on your iPhone. You can do it on your Android phone. You could probably even edit it, because a lot of these younger folks, and I use younger folks in a positive way here, they do everything on their phone. Phones. I don't have monstrous hands, folks, but I don't have the temperament or the hands to do it on my iPhone. And I've got an iPhone 15 Max Pro, so it's the bigger one. Now, I can do it on my iPad, which is fine. And I do edit on my iPad once in a while, but I prefer it on my computer because I have everything here that I need with my computer. I've got a nice big 34-inch screen that I'm looking at, so I can really see what I'm editing and all those kinds of things. But it's not just that. You can start cheap. I'm going to go through the programs you might need. I'm going to go through the different kinds of hosts that are available and give you my honest opinions. And that's all they are, will be opinions. And then we're going to go, and I'm going to also try and tell you the don'ts, or the I wouldn'ts. It's not a don't, it's a I would not go that route. Certain kinds of microphones I would not go with. I don't want you going out and spending $500-$600 in the beginning if you don't know it's something you're going to enjoy doing. And there's a way to find out if you're going to enjoy what you're doing with this. It's not just about what stories do you have to tell. It's what information do you want to get out there. Do you want to get that information out there or not? If not, then this isn't the right place for you. Because this won't be for everybody. But it'll be for a lot of people who are listening to these, because podcasting is becoming very, very large. There's over 4.5 million podcasts out there, folks. Now, a lot of them they don't consider to be active because they get to 7 or 8 and they quit, or 10 and they quit. Most podcasts, and I'm going to give it to you straight, most podcasts don't make it past 10. They don't. I have 2 podcasts that didn't make it past 10. One, because I decided to change tact and go a different route. One, because we've had a little bit of this conversation. The company told me they wanted me to stop. Now, I've had another one that I had with my brother that went to 100. This one here, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That's the number 5, minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That's the website. This one's at 110. This is 110 right here. I'm proud of that fact. Now, would I have gotten to 110 if I wasn't doing it 5 days a week? No. No, I would not. I would probably be right around 20 or 30, maybe 30 at this point if I was doing a weekly show. But that show would be longer. Maybe you'd like that. Maybe you wouldn't. See, you had to. These are the things you've got to decide. I decided that I was going to follow after a guy named John Lee Dumas, who was my original mentor. I read his book. I listened to his podcasts. I listened to what he decided to do in the very beginning, and I went with that process here just to see if I could pull it off. And he keeps going. I think he does 7 days a week. I do 5, and that's a lot. But I'm doing them daily. He does 1 day a month. Now, I say. He's big enough and has enough, and his is all guests. Mine's just me. But he's got enough guests that he can get away with that. And he can do that. And it works just fine for him. So that's the basic premise of what's going to go on. I'm going to be involved with another podcast, which means Boomer Podcasters will be a podcast because I want to get out that information. I'm going to videotape them all. And when I video them, I'm going to put some of it, not the whole show, but a lot of it on YouTube also so that I can create some more buzz. Maybe put a little bit on TikTok. Who knows? We'll see. But that's the process I'm headed for. That's where I'm at with this. And if you want to follow me, please do. Again, I haven't started that podcast yet. I've got a couple more days off this week, and I want to get going on everything. But in my mind, the biggest thing was getting everything legal for what I'm doing. You don't need to do all this, what I've just gone through this last couple weeks. If you're just going to have a podcast every day, every week, every month, whatever, you don't need that. All you need is some way to record and edit out the bad words and get it over to a host. And I'm going to tell you, if you're dealing with me on this, folks, and I want you to go with me. But if you go with somebody else, that's fine. And they're going to probably tell you the same things. Most of them will. But this is the thing I'm telling you. Stay away from the freebies. Don't go to free podcast hosts to post your audio podcast or your video podcast. Just don't. It's not a good idea. It will not be completely yours. Remember, free isn't always free. You pay for it in the end. I was lucky enough to get my very first one, which I started with Anchor. I was lucky enough to get it off of there before it went to Spotify, and I would have lost it forever. It would have been their property because it was free. It was on there. I was hosting through them. It's their property then. Just don't do that, okay? So that's my soapbox for the day on that, folks. Hey, I hope you found this a little interesting. And again, I'm sorry that today it was going to be a little earlier too. And then, I was goofing around and getting ready to take a shower today. And all of a sudden I broke a pair of glasses. I've had these glasses for a long time, but I enjoy them. I've got new glasses that I'm wearing now. I've had them for a while, and they're not new. I've had them for over a year. But I don't know. I'm still not used to them. Weird, isn't it? But anyways, don't forget my website, 5minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. That's the number 5, minuteswithgrayhairdave.com. Tell a friend about me, would you please? I could use a little bit more traffic. I'd like that. Also, folks, don't forget, if you know somebody who doesn't know what a podcast is, doesn't know where to find one, doesn't know how to play one, follow, or subscribe, show them for me. So on behalf of me and all the guys up here in my crazy little head, we always say to you, smile at somebody, you're going to make their day. You all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.